Hello everyone, this is Abraham Taher, your candidate for the US Senate 2020 from Oregon. Today I would like to talk about one of the problematic issues that we have in our country. That is the influence of big money on our politics, on our democracy. When we talk about democracy, we usually mean that every citizen, each one of us, has the right to participate in the ruling in this country. Of course, I'm not talking about having kings, I'm not talking about having queens or monarchy. I'm talking about lawmaking, policy making, taxes, healthcare system, etc. But of course, it's obvious because of the large size of the country, we cannot participate directly in the ruling in this country. That's why we have created a system that works on our behalf. That is the Congress, the election, that's supposed to represent our needs, represent our voices. So since we claim that we have a democracy, since we claim that we are participating in the ruling in this country, so why the majority of us are not happy with the government, are not happy with the Congress, with the laws? Why do we have 12% of the people live in the wealthiest country in the world, live in poverty? Why do we have a half a million people live on the streets every day? Why do we have 78% of us live from a paycheck to a paycheck? Well, to answer this question, we'll need a lot of lectures, a lot of hours, a lot of research. But let me tackle it from one aspect, that is the influence of money. And before doing this, let me share with you a study that was published in 2014 by Martin Gillens and Benjamin Page from Princeton and Northwestern universities. In that study, they examined 1,779 policies that was passed in a period of 20 years. That is, two Republican administration and 3 Democrats. In their study, they compared the influence of 4 groups. One is the economic elite. The second is the business interest. The third is the organized interest groups, that is PACs, single issue PACs. And the fourth is the public opinion, that is us. They found that the public interest, the public opinion, has almost no influence on the policy that was made in the 20 years of democracy. In 20 years, most of the influence goes to the 3 groups, which make about 1% of the people, 10% of the people. But the conclusion is the majority of the people have almost no influence on policy making. So why the system that should represent us doesn't really represent us? Why do we have democracy that works only for 10% of the people, if not only 1%? The answer to this question is very simple. We allowed money, corporate money, special interest money in our politics. When we look at the pharmaceutical companies spending in last year, only last year, we'll see that they have spent millions and millions of dollars. And that is true for every industry we have in the country. But how have we allowed it? Why is it allowed? Isn't it obvious that the influence of money is corrupting our politicians, is corrupting our economy? One of the answers is that they have created a very well organized law. They call it the campaign finance law. But when we look at it, we'll see that the money seeks influence on politicians. The politicians that we trusted to represent our voices. So, let me put it in a different way. If we go to the definition of a bribe in the dictionary, we'll find it defined like this: a money or service that is given to a person in a trust position to seek influence, to affect his decisions. And when we look at the money, that is called contribution, donation. It has the same function, but by some manipulation, which is most politicians, the best thing they can do is manipulate words to pass laws. With manipulation, with changing the term, they were able to call it contribution, donation, which seems really good, like an innocent word, actually a good word to donate to something. So they called donation instead of bribe. That's why none of us would see it that there is something wrong with it. That's why we ended up having a Congress that doesn't represent us. So what should we do? How should we act? The answer is very simple. We should require and ask our elected officials to stop taking money from anyone. I'm not talking about only corporations. I'm also talking about PACs that has a special interest, special ideologies that can affect our politician. A democracy should represent us, all of us, the majority of us, not only 1% of us or 10% of us. That's why we should eliminate every big money or every money that doesn't come from individuals like us or from being used in politics. That's it for today. Hope to see you in a later video. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and have a good day.